said goodbye, I said farewell. I took my hammer, my ticket to hell. He was my brother, Benji his name. He saw things different, he was my shame. And I said goodbye, I said farewell. I took my hammer, my ticket to hell. He was my brother, Benji his name. He saw things different, he was my shame. And I said goodbye, I said farewell. I took my hammer, my ticket to hell.
Waters of chaos have invaded our space. The flood on earth again, I have to find the whales that once did guide us to the dry lands of life. I won't despair, I'll break this dark ground under heavy sea. I'll search the flight of whales beneath the seas. I searched and had a different view of us on earth, the sinking ship of men. But it's beyond the stars, I found the place where they were, and they finally came to light. Over the winds, they dwell in light, like the arrow in the sky. I found myself on higher grounds from up here, for I see them all the ways in flight. Now I can see the whales looming out of the dark, like arrows in the sky. I can't believe my eyes, but it's true. See Gojira live, get tickets as low as 1433. You might also like the heaviest matter of the universe. Gojira, l'enfant sauvage. Gojira, too serious. Gojira, huge tunnel empty light, like banks of clouds they gather. See massive shape of flesh, swimming giants in the clear. The light comes to me, I'm on the wing wide open. It teaches me how to fly, slowly moving in the air. Oh, much told with no words at all. Powerful presence for only speech. Breathe. Over the winds, they dwell in light. Fly, fly. Over the winds, they dwell in light. 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 Oh, I see them all the ways in flight. Over the winds, they dwell in light. Fly. Like arrows in the sky, I found myself on higher grounds from up here, for I see them all the ways in flight.
I'm only happy when it rains. I'm only happy when it's complicated. And though I know you can appreciate it, I'm only happy when it rains. You know I love it when the news is bad, and why it feels so good to feel so sad. I'm only happy when it rains. Pour your misery down. Pour your misery down on me. Pour your misery down. Pour your misery down on me. I'm only happy when it rains. I feel good when things are going wrong. I only listen to the sad, sad songs. I'm only happy when it rains. I only smile all your misery down on me.
It's 9 o'clock on a
This is Console Wars the card game. Featuring more famous video games than you can shake a stick at, Console Wars finally allows you to win a war you've been fighting and probably losing on the internet your entire life. Quit being a keyboard warrior with the warm embrace of anonymity to protect you. Now you and your friends can fight on the front lines, battling for incredible franchises, exclusivity, and eventual victory. Collect some of the most famous video game franchises of all time. Protect them with loyal and frighteningly dedicated fans. Brave the volatile video game industry and claim the ultimate victory in the console wars. Your favorite video game making mega corporation needs you. Enlist today. Head to consolewarsgame.com. Pick up a copy of Console Wars the card game, outshine your rivals, and prove that your platform reigns supreme. Out now. This is Xbox Era. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Headlines, Xbox Era's twice weekly show that covers all of the latest and greatest from across the video game industry. In the spirit of that industry, we talk about all of the platforms, so Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, you name it, we're probably going to have something, if there's something happened, you know. Today's date is August the 7th. I'm your host, John, and joining me as always is our reviews editor and chief video game player, Jesse Norris.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. As a bonus for our wonderful patrons, we make audio versions of these episodes available for them to listen to in their preferred podcast app via Patreon. But if they're on Spotify, they can link their Patreon account to that and then listen to it there instead. If you want to become, and you should, because it's pretty cool, a Patreon legend, head over to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where you can support us directly and keep us alive, because you know, that's hard in today's economy and environment, and we get it. Giving money to us chuds every week, you know, or
us
every month.
gooners.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, but you do, because it's less than a cup of coffee, and you know, if 500 of you did it, great. On that note, it's time to dive into some stuff, but before we do that, let's talk a little bit about some of the content that we've produced this week.
One thing we didn't produce, a review for Mafia. Sorry, we didn't get it.
Yeah, weird 2K. Don't know why they didn't love us to.
We normally do.
Code. Yeah, it's very strange.
But from what I can tell, it was only PC, and so maybe they just had us locked in on console, and that is not available.
Yeah, and they'll give code when the console code arrives, and then we'll be like, cool, no one's going to click this now, so thanks. But not only that, you did a drunken Farming Simulator 2025 stream. What's that about?
I did Farming Simulator 25, joined Game Pass, and I knew it was going to be pretty dry. And I try to cover things that people have more access to or are newer in general on the Patreon Peeps exclusive VODs. And so I was a little tipsy and played a lot of rock music and metal, and I played Avenged Sevenfold, Korn, and Slipknot while farming and drinking. It was fun. Don't have to worry about the monetization when it's only for patrons.
Yeah, who gives the monkeys, right? Only 3 of you guys watch it anyway.
No, that one got almost a 20.
Very popular. Drunk Jesse, turns out, popular guy.
And also I did one, I tried an experiment last night. I'm going to do a retro review over time of Hyperlight Drifter. And so while I was playing it, was like, hey, I don't have to worry about notifications or people actually watching if I just do like a patron and YouTube member only unlisted live stream. Because that is a thing you can do now via the Patreon website where it like embeds it all in that.
Nice.
So I did that, and there was actually a lot of people there. It was fun. So keep an eye out for more of those. Our focus in the future is growing the ever dwindling Patreon.
Yes, yeah, we need to. I think a lot of people got free memberships gifted from lovely folks like Kevin.
There's been a few long timers who did drop, and I thank you very much for how long your support was. That still makes me sad.
Yeah, we can't keep everyone forever, right?
Nope.
Life changes.
Yeah.
People look at stuff. It's all good. It's all right. We'll be okay. And as a heads up to folks, obviously today is Battlefield 6 early access beta day. We will be doing a Xbox Era Hangouts live stream where you'll get to see both mine and Jesse's viewpoints. I think Jesse, you playing on PC? Yeah,
probably. It's just easier. People are gonna
for streaming. It is.
Yeah, everyone can jump in and just see it on Xbox as I don't feel super attached to it, and it'll look a lot better. And I like mouse and keyboard, unlike John.
Yeah, I'll be playing on pad, but I'll be playing on PC on my ultra wide because hell yeah.
Do we have some breaking news of Digital Foundry going independent from the old Ziff Davis? Where'd you see that, Butterball?
Yeah, you have to tell us here a little bit.
Let's see if it's on their Twitter, because that's where most people still update most. Yep, we're announced to it. We are excited and proud to announce that Digital Foundry is now fully independent, having parted ways amicably with IGN. There you go. Posted on their Twitter.
If it makes you feel any better on Eurogamer, they've posted an article. Where's our Mafia: The Old Country review? We didn't, at time of writing, provided with advanced review code by 2K Games.
Yep.
So
it's a weird one. Oh, I know it wasn't just us, but it definitely feels like it was UK side more than America. Shocker. And I've been in with the UK side on 2K generally. So
yeah.
Congrats to Digital Foundry. It's scary, but I imagine for them it probably feels pretty good because Ziff Davis, in my opinion, sucks shit as an organization. They just fired a bunch of people and then said, our financials are better than ever. Where have we heard that before?
Yeah. I mean, like Digital Foundry, especially considering all of their tech coverage and hardware reviews and things like that, they can now go all out and they're not constrained by perhaps what they're told to do. They can just listen to their audience and just...
Maybe Alex will finally get an Xbox so he can add it into his comparisons.
Yeah. Of course, people will flock to Digital Foundry's Patreon. No, flock to ours. No, I'm kidding. Good for them. Anyway, let's talk about video game news because that's what we're here for. We'll start off with today's lead topic, which is the return after a very lengthy hiatus of Xbox Design Labs. It's now
2 hours after Jez posted his article saying, where the hell is it?
Yeah, Jez and I think Tom Warren were both like, Design Labs has been down for a while. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, well, enough of us said ping them because I kept asking, but I'm not them, so I couldn't really push with Microsoft Press. But it had been about 6 months since their payment processor had gone bankrupt, which is why they went down originally. And then late last week, the Xbox Gear Shop went down saying, we'll be back soon. People are like, oh shit, are they going to be gone for 6 months? And it's like, no, it turns out it was all part of coming back. They're also going to bring back, I think, was it the Black Ops and Fallout designs? Because obviously those were up for a limited time and then it disappeared.
The Fallout is available, and you can get the Black Ops 6 like bundle stuff. But what they are bringing back, I think they said in the tweet, was Doom and The Witcher.
Oh, Doom and The Witcher. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because like just wasn't around for a long time, but the website's back. You can make some really good-looking controllers that will eventually stick drift. It always makes me sad.
Nice.
And there's one issue, and I think people always say, just do Hall Effect. Hall Effect break more easily than regular joysticks. The only thing you can actually go with that seems to hold up over time is like Scuff's own version of Hall Effect. So the reason why Nintendo and Microsoft and all them generally don't do it is because while they won't drift, they are very bad with the overall durability and actually working at all on a regular Hall Effect. So they both have their pluses and minuses, but it is very nice to finally see this back after it being gone.
Honestly,
for so
I
long.
went and had a browse. And I was like, oh, if I had some spare cash, I really.
If they were nice and ever just gave us a code like they do everyone else.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, the Gear Shop and it both
like
seem to be back.
Lime green pads. I really like. I have a thing for green. It's very my color.
Well, your hair's about to look it.
Yeah, my hair will be green in
black. It'll be a lot darker than normal at the bottom, and then black at the top.
Yes. Yep. No, black at the bottom and green.
That's what I said. Black at the bottom and green at the top.
Okay. But yeah, it's good times.
And yes, it is a slow news day, Trav, for who was asking earlier.
Yeah. And say hello to everybody in the chat. Lovely to see people. Couple of comments. Corkenstein just dropped a Battlefield 6 early access code. So if you're in the chat and you're not paying attention, have a quick look and grab it because you can get in and play now. But yes, and on that Battlefield 6, Sir Gore says, I'm loving Battlefield 6. 3 maps is more than your usual, content you'd have in a beta. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm really looking forward to playing myself. I did try and get on because I've got my kids here. It's summer holidays. And I sat in the queue for about 30, 45 minutes. I was like, come on. And then I had to go out. So I gave up. And here, as per usual, to disturb the stream is my ice cream van. Motherfucker, I can hear it parked outside. Now I hear all the kids. Oh, ice cream. No. Your dad's on a diet, so you have to suffer along with me suffering. But yeah. You can watch Sir Gore pointing out in the chat, if you do want a key, you can just watch a Twitch stream that has the Battlefield 6 beta drops on, and you can get a code that way. So go and do it. Why not? Why not? Anyways, next up in news, PlayStation have released their financials, and boy, they're making some money. They see 137 boosts to operating income in Q1 2025. Their games and network services increased by $1 billion, according to their own financial results. $1 billion.
Year over year. Yeah, so Q1.
This reporting comes via Vic Hood, a contributor over at gamesindustry.biz. But the numbers for the 3 months ending June 30th, 2025, sales income was $17.8 billion, so up 2% year over year. And operating income after the tariff impacts was 2.3 billion, up 36% year on year, again before the tariff impact. Sales income 6.4 billion, up 8%, and operating income $1 billion, up 127% year over year.
You know what? That's their margin thing, like their actual. So their focus.
Well, they keep.
Their focus was on keeping more, and they finally have.
Yeah.
And people are like, wow, they must have made so much more. It's like, no, they didn't make that much more. They just stopped spending and are being less wasteful with first party. Like that is the main driver of their growth is the thing they talked about repeatedly. The moment Jim Ryan was gone was the unwieldy spending of first party.
How dare they?
And they fired a bunch of people. So that'll help. And they raised prices.
No one talks about that. Just like no one talks about Game Pass anymore.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's pretty much all the numbers.
Yeah,
from
if you
this
look at
article.
it, it's very interesting. Everyone's super healthy and still firing people. It's always hard to tell with Nintendo. They're super well liked in the Japanese like business employee ranking websites, like their version of Glassdoor. Nintendo's always number one. Microsoft used to be always number one, not anymore.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, their total revenue was 6.38 billion compared to 5.53 for Xbox and 3.93 for Nintendo. Nintendo's always way less, but their margins are normally a lot higher, so they actually keep more than anyone overall. And then the software and services, PlayStation 4.86 billion, Nintendo 1 billion, Microsoft 5.26 billion.
Wow.
So if you look at what is in certain metrics, everyone's doing great, and it's still really hard to get people to understand that, because like with the there was a GameSpot article yesterday that was really focused on hardware sales. Like that was its main thing, and I get it. That's the main metric we've always looked at. It's the first thing you look at every generation: who sold the most hardware, all that. It's a weird
It's
thing.
ingrained into the mindset of most.
Yeah.
in
How
this
much
industry.
software do you sell? How much hardware do you sell? Just the flat numbers of the thing. When the reality now is it's much more. What are you making? What are you keeping? Like that's what do we make? What do we keep? How many people do we have in our thing? Like Sony's up to, they were a little higher this year over year in MAUs, 123 million.
Yep. Active users are 116 million. It was. They're up now 6% to 123.
Yep.
And
that-
interestingly,
yeah.
they've confirmed a couple of other little snippets in there. They confirmed God of War is currently their best-selling first-party game, having sold 23 million units across PlayStation and PC today. Horizon Zero Dawn comes in a close second, which is always weird to me, considering like the vibe out there in the internet bubble of this industry is no one likes, right? It's like, yeah, clearly they do. I know that there was some bundles and packings.
It was
and
super
shit,
cheap
but
for a
let's-
very long time.
What else? Microsoft revealed last week that in their financial report that it was actually the top publisher on both platforms, Xbox and PlayStation, in Q1 following the launch of Forza Horizon 5 and Oblivion Remastered. And they have confirmed that their G and NS division, games and whatever that is, what does that stand for? Games and something? Games and network services. Thank you.
Yeah.
An operating income boost is a result of an increase in sales of so their income boost, their money making. Thanks, Microsoft. We owe you.
Yeah.
Non-first party
you look at the
software and
chart,
DLC.
their first party is less than ever, but it's because they obviously they haven't put out anything recently. Once they like goes next quarter or whatever the quarter that goes to Yote, will probably that'll bump up because they'll have something. I don't know if they count. Actually, I don't know if they count Death Stranding, but Death Stranding didn't set the world on fire. It was never going to. It's not. It's still a more niche game that I think has probably done well versus its costs. So, but they are a platform driven by being the default place for third parties. So where everyone goes, it's where they spend tons of money on microtransactions. That is their constant source of revenue, and that's why
Xbox is unstable. We read that online now, and that's how
it's like the platform is unstable. But it's because I just think they willfully misunderstand what the platform is now. The platform isn't just one or two boxes. It's going to be every single GPU AMD makes for the next generation could be backwards compatible with Xbox.
I'm super intrigued. I think we'll hear more about Microsoft's strategy at Gamescom, and I'm working on getting an interview with someone at MS about that and like what that vibe is and how they feel about it. As probably a Patreon exclusive to start, and then we'll do something more written.
Yeah, that's one of our pushes, is trying to have a, like, depending on how important the timing of something is, a 1 to 4 week exclusivity window for like interviews on Patreon.
Absolutely. Anyways, so good for Sony. Congrats, PlayStation.
More money
You're
than
making
ever.
Money. Good for you. Oh yeah, some other like highlights, because I was looking at the article and not reading. Just to round things off, 80.3 million PlayStation 5s shipped.
I keep seeing sold, and
83% of
maybe they will
software-
eventually be sold, but they're shipped.
83% of software was digital for the quarter.
Yeah, up 3%.
US is their biggest. Yep, US is their biggest geography in terms of importance.
We're
Market
still
importance.
important for a little while.
And they did make some comments on Marathon, interestingly. Now, we haven't got these here, so I'm just going to pull them out.
It's essentially, they talk
got
about
them
how
on
their
VGC.
their live service push hasn't gone the smoothest. Bungie's essentially going to become less independent or lighter in their independence, and Marathon should be out this financial year, which ends for them in March.
So interesting. I think that game's going to fail, but what do I know? But yeah, with regards to their live service ambitions, they've admitted it's not going entirely smoothly, but they pledged to carry on and learn from their mistakes. Helldivers 2 was great.
And they didn't think it was going to be, and they didn't promote it at all. It's funny how that works. Like
I love it when games just catch on and go crazy. That's the best. That is absolutely the best thing that can happen for a game. But there you go. Oh, and lastly, while we're on the PlayStation topic of Helldivers 2, it turns out PlayStation were the ones behind the port. This wasn't Xbox going over to them and going, please, we want your live service game, please. I mean, maybe there was a conversation, we don't know. But what has been publicly stated in the Helldivers 2 community Discord was the CEO actually commented on how the game arrived on Xbox. And this was written by Adam Hales over on Windows Central. That's a new name. I don't know Adam. But yes, effectively, when asked or thanked by a member of the Helldivers community for bringing the game to Xbox, they replied, "It was all PlayStation. Send them your thanks. We were all in support, of course." And they went on to praise the decision, saying, "I think it's one of the coolest things they've done. They are killing it." There you go.
Yeah. People just want to make more money at this point of the generation where they're not. Like, they're making a lot of gross on hardware, but it's not as much net because it hasn't gone down in price. It's only gone up in price, stupidly enough.
Yeah.
And while they have raised prices, like, it's going to get rough, I think, because next generation, supposedly from all the leaks, and it's really hard to tell from Moore's Law is Dead because he always very significantly couches information in a specific way to tell a narrative. But the actual info there is they're not looking to push performance with their base system at the start. They are hoping to stay around the pricing people are used to. Depending on how dumb these tariff situations get, who knows? We just hit India with another 25%, which is where a lot of these companies had moved stuff. If they hit other countries like Vietnam and whatnot, even if you have a thing that should be $500, it might be stuck at $600 or $650 just because of dumb world government shit. So it will be very interesting to see, especially because even less than this generation, I don't think people are going to feel the urge to upgrade.
Yeah, I agree.
PS5 and Xbox Series consoles will be fine for a very long time. They're thoroughly competent. They don't have the obsolescence of a dog shit laptop CPU in them like last time.
Yeah. People will still squeeze some miracles out of these.
It's like somebody was PC Guide, I think, like benchmarked the MSI Claw Z2 Extreme chip versus the Ally, and it's like, it's only a 20% uplift. I'm like, man, 20%'s a lot. 20% is like the difference between a 5090 and a 5070 in some games. Like, it's a huge difference. Also, for handhelds, what's really going to matter is battery consumption. Can I run this in a playable state, or even looking a little nice, and have it last 3 or 4 hours? That's what's going to be the generational uplift.
And I think as well, from a generational, like, how handhelds are worked on. Like, if you look at the Switch, every game that's playable on the Switch works in handheld mode, is handheld aware. And what I mean by that is designing for handheld operation is a core part of how they build their games. Whereas right now, what we're doing with PC handhelds is very much like, this is just a PC or a console game, and we're just going to throw it on a handheld. And that comes with a ton of caveats, especially for bigger AAA games. The text is too small. It's fiddly to see everything all at once on a tiny screen, blah, 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 blah. And if we can get to a point where games are developed with these new handhelds, this new market segment in mind, where we have UI, and it's not a case either you can go in and adjust it manually, but more so that the game is specifically aware of what it's running on and tweaks things to be ready for that environment. I think that's going to make a big difference. Like, I love playing Assassin's Creed Shadows on my Ally, but it's really frustrating at times because everything is really small, and I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be handheld aware.
Yeah, and even if you change it in Steam, it's then changed on your PC, which is really annoying. There's no
I remember times
I'm on
I've
my
loaded
handheld.
up the handheld version and it tries and boots it up at like 4K. And I'm like, stop! Let's turn all that down. Running like shit. Fun times. But yeah, man, like, either way, if you love video games, which we all do, everyone watching right now loves them. We love playing them. I want to see all these games and things succeed. I want to see these new ideas come to the forefront, and giving more access and more opportunity to play is that solution for me. That's like, I can't wait to see what the next few years are going to bring in terms of how we get to play and consume. So I'm all in. I'm all in.
And there was one thing I forgot about. The PlayStation units shipped. They said directly that they've stuffed warehouses full to get ahead of tariffs.
Yeah.
So the sell through was in like the 50s, but the actual shipped is now up in the 80s. So maybe the sell through is in the 60s. Maybe it's got to the 70s. I don't know. But they have very smartly, I think, to keep prices down in the U.S. Just completely stuffed their shipping distribution centers and stuff, because they're always smart about that.
Good for them. Next up in news, interplanetary space travel is coming to Starfield.
Who cares? Starfield
Nothing's
sucks,
confirmed.
is all I've seen people say.
But Reddit data miners think so. So fans of Starfield have been poring over some of the recent lines of code within latest updates, and they've spotted some interesting things. And do you know what frustrates me more about this story than anything else is you actually called this out and shared this like 3 days ago, and I only got around to it yesterday, which is my bad. I could have picked up on this and written this up sooner. So my apologies, internet. But yeah, this is interesting. There are code references in this Reddit thread, and I'll share the link in the chat if people want to click it and have a look through the actual Reddit documentation here. But nutshell, looking through the code, there's now references to something that the developers call Cruise, which wasn't there before. Now, I think we spoke about it on this show maybe a couple of weeks ago. There's been new rumors of the PlayStation 5 release date for Starfield, whether it's going to be 2026 alongside the next expansion. And I theorized at the time that maybe Bethesda were working on what is effectively going to be Starfield 2.0, where they have gone in hard and really fixed up a lot of the criticisms that the game kind of justly received. And I'm talking specifically about things like loading times and that whole, if I'm RPGing as a space traveler, like every interaction and getting to a new place is actually just a loading screen. You're not actually making me travel. And apparently, I was reading through a lot of this. Todd Howard said that they did have a whole fuel system like built and mapped out, but they ended up cutting it because they found it restrictive. Maybe that's all being brought back in. Again, this is pure conjecture on my part.
Well, yeah, a lot of the survival stuff they did bring back in. It is in there. It's not super heavy and over the top, but I do think the way the cells system works, it really does have to be like an overhaul to put in something like interplanetary travel, and I do think people are going to find it pretty boring because it's really boring in No Man's Sky, but it's cool to have it as an option if you want it.
It's really boring in Elite Dangerous too. Like the first few times you're flying to another place, yes, okay, it's part of the gameplay loop, but after a while they give you automatic docking machines so that you have to fly there, but as soon as you get close, it'll drop out, it'll dock you, you don't have to fly it. Like, it's going to be not to everyone's taste, but the fact that they could give players that option and kind of reduce that loading screen criticism, I don't think that's a bad thing. But I'm super curious because they have been a little quieter than most. We do know that there is a second expansion planned, but nothing has been announced as of yet. So,
though there's a rumor, John, maybe you'll finally be vindicated.
Look, I go read my original report. All right, planned for PlayStation 5, That's, I think, still very true. And everything else in that report about the business meeting and the games and the timing is all still accurate. So I stand by what I wrote. I expect to see it on that platform sooner rather than later. Yeah, interesting. I'm very curious to see what they've been up to. Next up in news, a lot of uproar has been caused by Battlefield 6 secure boot requirements, which are revolving around trusted platform module settings in Windows and making sure that there's no illicit software running on your system underneath the operating system by making sure
Funnily
that
enough,
it boots in
secure boot's the easy one. Everyone has that pretty much. TPM 2.0 is
That's
the
true.
newer one, but if you're already on Windows 11, which these require, you should have it.
You should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure it's
there
turned
are a lot
on.
of things. You can't run Windows 11 for a lot of people unless you have TPM 2.0, which stands for Trusted Platform Module. This is all basic security stuff. So older machines are now going to have a problem. And the same now is going to apply to Call of Duty because Microsoft and Activision have announced that Call of Duty will require TPM 2.0 and secure boot in order to run. And this is all to stop people fucking cheating so much. That's the nutshell. If you're running a script or some dodgy piece of software, they're going to try and stop that by making sure that it's running in this way. So,
At a hardware level, which is a lot harder to get past. And funnily enough, when I changed out my power supply unit, I did a CMOS clear, which completely turned these off. It turned off my secure boot. My TPM was still on, but it also turned off resizable bar and XMP on my memory. And I only realized that when I tried to run Battlefield and said, hey, turn secure boot back. I'm like, why the hell? Why would that be off? Now, this happened recently, but this was the second time. And for roughly the last half a year, I haven't had any of that on when I first replaced my power supply unit. So
whoops.
I've been losing about 20% performance on PC games for a while without realizing it at all. And it feels real bad. Yeah, it's almost like I got a free upgrade. Now my memory's, I mean, it's still old memory. It's only running at 3200, but it was running at 2600. And resizable bar on an all AMD rig is insanely important. And so, hey, at least for me, this netted me going from 80 to a locked 115 FPS, almost 120 in Doom at max everything. So
yeah, good times. Good times. But yeah, be aware of that. If you're running an older machine, you're going to need to think about an upgrade. Speaking of upgrades, Grounded 2 got a big patch, and we got a big ton of views for telling people about it. One of those weird SEO things, a little bit of indoor, what's it called?
Inside baseball.
That's the phrase. Nutshell, I saw that this patch had dropped, and I jumped straight on it, posted an article, included the patch notes, a little bit about our review, some of our thoughts, and boom, 32,000 views later, that article has kind of like done very well for us. And it's like, if we could get a couple of these articles take off to that extent every day, every week, we would be fine. But SEO and grinding and things like that, I'm not great at it. None of us enjoy it. And that's the challenge of keeping an independent outlet alive, is you've got to pump out a load of crap. This isn't crap. It's just a report on the update and what it includes.
And it was patch notes, so people stayed on the page and read it a lot, which meant a lot of ads played, so it made a ton of money.
Yeah, there you go. That's how the internet works for independents. But yeah, Grounded 2, though, some good fixes in this patch, some nice quality of life improvements. I would recommend diving in and playing Grounded 2 because it's a great game. But obviously, it's Battlefield 6 week, baby. I'm not touching anything else. I just want to shoot people all weekend long.
Murderer.
All night long. Anyway, next up in news, Game Pass is getting another cool indie game this October, as Devolver Digital have announced that Ball Pit is coming to the platform on day one on October 15th. This is a kind of like brick ball breakout type game, but they've added roguelite elements, survival elements, and base building elements to save Bulbalon. Yeah, I know, right? It actually looks pretty neat. And obviously, if it's a day one Game Pass title, we're probably going to get a review out for it. So it's another one to add to the list.
It's right in the middle of everything.
I know.
It's 2 days before the deluge of first-party Xbox games hits, so I think we will be able to, but I will say this for now. We're very small, and there's a million games coming out over the next, over the rest of the year. There's 50 things coming, so we will do what we can.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, it looks neat. I kind of want to try it out. Breakout's cool. Classic game.
Yeah.
It's a nice twist on it. So I'm intrigued to see how it works. But it was the 12th most popular game of Steam Next Fest. So it's a pretty great looking.
And it's always interesting. Devolver has talked about not putting things into subscription services, but here they are again. So it makes sense for them sometimes, I think. Depending on how big the budget on the game is versus probably how many you think you'll sell on everything. I'm super curious what the we'll never get to know, but what is all of the actual background on this type of stuff? Yeah.
We'll never know, but that's life. Next up in news, if you're a big fan of dinosaurs and flying planes, Flight Sim 2024 might have the expansion that you're looking for. Jurassic World.
It's not a Microsoft expansion.
No, it's like a third-party mod expansion, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
Explain this to me.
So
what is going on
this company, Orbix, is working with the rights holders to build essentially an expansion where in the areas in the world that Jurassic Park and World and all that take place, there's just going to be a bunch of the Jurassic Park and World dinosaurs in the environment for you to go fly around. It's Jurassic World Archipelago coming soon. They've got a whole thing on their website about it. It is essentially just they're working with the rights holders and they're making an expansion. I have no idea what the cost is going to be or anything, but that is one of the things with the Flight Sim marketplace. It's there and people can make stuff for it, and cool. I still have all this friggin' I have this amazing flight equipment from Turtle Beach that every time I try it in Flight Sim 24, it doesn't read it, and it drives me insane. It reads it perfectly in Flight Sim 20. It's amazing. It never reads it in 24. I haven't tried it in a couple months. Maybe it does now.
Yeah.
But it's a pain in the ass to set up. Just because of my setup, it's actually only 3 wires. It's pretty easy overall. So maybe I'll try and take a look at everything at some point. Just there's so much going on.
It's like a Christmas thing when everything's quieter. You play some other stuff.
Yeah, because Turtle Beach is also sending me racing wheels. So I've installed Forza Motorsport, and I'll get those looked at and whatnot. Unfortunate situation on Forza Motorsport, but
yeah, lots of up.
You may add in a news story if you want.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit of uproar about the lack of communication from Turn 10 since the layoffs, because nothing ever was officially reported from Microsoft with regards to Turn 10. It's all been reported from journalists saying, we've heard that up to 50% of Turn 10 has been gutted. They're effectively, and I'm paraphrasing quotes here, effectively a support studio for the Forza Horizon series. And you got to remember, this is a homegrown studio that's been around since the OG Xbox games, Turn 10, and they've made tons of fantastically reviewed Motor Sim Forza games. And it's kind of like a gut punch that there's not been a single communication out of that team. Are they not allowed to? Do the people that have access to that just don't do it anymore? What's going on? And there's just silence. So I think it would behoove Microsoft to sort that the fuck out. And can we just give a shout out to Oreo for absolutely unequivocally saying, if I fits, I sits, and getting
this is what my my Odyssey Maxwell Ultraviolets came in. One day he just jumped in it. I've not been allowed to throw it out since. Yeah. It's a box on top of boxes, and this is how he wants it every time. So you have my tool chest, then you have a box, then a box, a power supply box, and then my ratchet set, and then his box, and that's what he wants.
That's where he wants to live, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine. Good for you, Oreo.
He's there almost all day, every day.
Fits, I sits. Yeah. Game Riot in the chat Thanks for tuning in, Game Riot. You're like one of those big YouTube channels. We're not. We're small. Send a couple of 100,000 subscribers our way, would you? You know, help a brother out. But yeah, did Forza Motorsport really do that badly at launch? I don't think it was the game that would normally have exemplified how good Turn 10 typically,
especially with that long of a
they had
way
a
longer of a
dev cycle, and it did not come out to communicate.
No.
Sherez with a super chat saying, shouldn't it be on Microsoft, not Turn 10? That's the thing. We don't know, right? And that's what's frustrating about the scenarios. Microsoft haven't made any announcements. Rare haven't made an announcement. Yeah, Greg Miles is let go, and Louise O'Connor from the Everwild team are let go. It's all come through journalists and video game reporters saying this is what we're hearing. But like, I've not read a statement that says X, Y, and Z has happened, right? Rare have spoken about that there have been layoffs, but there's been no official names. And the same kind of thing is similar for Turn 10. We haven't heard from Turn 10 or from Microsoft, this is what's happening and this is the state of things now. It's just being left to just fester. And if I have a criticism of Microsoft, and I have plenty, this is one of the worst things that they do, is at times when they should shut the fuck up, they don't. And they bulldoze win and say stupid things. And the times where they should probably show a little humanity and speak aloud and just be clear and transparent, they don't. And it's like, what the fuck? Who has access?
In general, it's
speak?
always company policy to just never talk about any of this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
They never do. None of them ever will. And Mike Straw, media in chat. What's sad is so many of us have reached out to Microsoft to comment ad nauseum. It's like, yep, it would be amazing if they could, but none of them ever will. Not on the record, at least.
It's really frustrating.
Yeah.
And I dislike when you ask a perfectly reasonable question saying, hey, I'm hearing this. Can you comment? And you get nothing. It's like, well, okay. You know, that's why you'll see, like, at the bottom of many, like, journalistic articles, we've reached out for comment. There'll never be an update because most of the time they'll never reply.
Unless it's something really wrong, and occasionally they'll come out and business speak around it, or just flat, like the very rare ones are they'll flat out say it's wrong. Normally they'll say it's technically wrong, even if it's not wrong.
Yeah. And equally, people are talking about Tango and stuff like that. Like Tango, we have a bit of info in that they were trying to sell them off, didn't, and then crafting came through after they'd been closed. And Microsoft did the right thing here, and they rebooted everything legally so that they could then, effectively pass that ownership across rather than have to rebuild a brand new company. There's stuff like that where they do the right thing, but you're never going to get companies sharing publicly what happened. But anyway, wild tangent aside, at launch, Forza Motorsport was in a pretty rough state, which was not the norm for a Turn 10 release. Yeah. It's much better now, but as per most things in this industry, too little, too late. People have moved on. Only your hardcore people are going to keep playing, and there's tons of racing sims out there. So, it's just...
When racing sims just aren't as big as arcade racers and never will be.
No. Forza Horizon has eaten Motorsport's lunch and then some. But the reason Turn 10 probably haven't been shut down completely is because, and this is pure conjecture on my part, what I imagine the case to be is that the people that build the engine, Forza Tech, which is obviously what Fable is using, what Forza Horizon 6 will be using, is important still to have that technical pipeline built out. So they'll remain in place. So that's why people are using the phrase, it's just a support studio. It's going to keep the engine side of things, wheels turning, improvements, blah, blah, blah. That's just conjecture on my part.
Until everything is Unreal Engine 6.
Yeah. Ugh. Next up in news.
Annoying news.
Annoying news?
Yeah,
Sci-fi FPS.
It's the same. It's the exact same time as everything else. It's like September 2nd is coming out now. It's like, God damn it. Do October. Stop doing September. There's already Hell Is Us, Chronos, and Borderlands 4 all within the first week or two of September, right after Metal Gear Solid Delta, which I don't think we'll get because they just had a review event. We weren't there.
Was it a review event?
Yeah, because everyone's like, we'll talk about it on the day it's out. It was not. That's not a preview. So Metal Gear Solid Delta, Helldivers 2, Gears of War Reloaded, Shinobi, and multiple others coming out a few days before this one. It's like, my God, no. Why couldn't you
Too
come out
much.
this week? Like, God damn it! There's too much at the same time because I want to play and do this one. I think so does Fairy, but also I'll be on Borderlands. Fairy will be on Hell Is Us. Everyone will be doing everything. Like, there's so much shit. Oh, Fairy will be doing Chronos. I'll be on Hell Is Us and then Borderlands, and it's like, man, there's so much.
Borderlands is multiplayer, so we
I've looked into Wukong, Abdul. I cannot find out who's repping it. I've repeatedly asked them, whoever was doing it. The company that was doing it for PlayStation and PC last year is not doing it this year. And that would be Ursel, who can just play it on PC and do it, but there's not going to be a hard time frame for that, so we won't.
Yeah, he's
Metal Eden fun. I really liked the demo.
I liked it too. It was cool. It is an adrenaline-fueled sci-fi first-person shooter from the creators of Ruiner, if you've ever played that. Rycon Games. It's published by Deep Silver. It's got a release trailer. You play as a hyper unit named Aska, and you're going to do stuff and shoot things. Interestingly, they've shared quite a bit of detail here. Metal Eden's going to feature eight unique missions and what the team call a handcrafted universe setting that puts the focus on the cybernetic dimension of life. I don't know what that means, but it does look cool. It plays pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun. I bet you it plays amazingly well on PC. It was a little too stiff.
Doom Eternal.
It was too stiff and focused on aim assist on PC on a console for me. I was really hoping there'd be a way to get rid of the dead zone and not have the aim assist be so strong, because it made it actually really hard to turn past something. Like, it would just lock you onto that thing as you're trying to drag your reticle across it to something else. But other than that, it was very cool. Very, very fun first-person shooter focused heavily on movement and abilities. So I'll be interested in it.
Yeah, looks neat. If you're interested yourselves, as Jesse said, it's launching September 2nd. Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and PC. Not Game Pass. Heads up.
No.
Last couple of news stories now as we look to close out the show. Fortnite is getting a season 6, part 2. I don't remember where we are now.
Don't care.
It's called Shock and Awesome. It's bringing the Power Rangers in. I believe that was a special Nick.
Yeah,
leak,
unfortunately, a year and a half ago. 1.5 years ago.
Wow. So yeah, the Power Rangers are coming in, and in addition, there's plenty of Halo stuff, and I think one of the Battle Pass ending tiers
level
is
100
Spartan.
for everyone is a Spartan outfit for free. If you hit 100, you get that Spartan. So that's a big spot for it.
It goes live today, August 7th. So if you're a Fortnite fan, you can go.
Wow, they filmed a live action Power Rangers Fortnite to look like.
Yeah, the trailer was pretty clever. It was really funny.
Because they got so much money, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go,
You know what's
Power
funny?
Rangers.
They get about 1.5 million players a day, which sounds amazing. But then fucking Roblox is like 25 million.
Yeah, it's
insane. Man, but Fortnite is also a full platform. It's not an actual game. It's a platform that has games. But yeah.
They're trying to do the same thing effectively. But I think the developer tools are probably easier for Roblox and to get to grips with than Fortnite.
Because like when you're doing Unreal, people have an expectation on looks and quality. And in Roblox, you can just look like broken Legos and people are like, wow, yay! And they're all happy.
And though that COD 4 Roblox game is insane, like how good that looks.
Oh yeah, but also they have horrible netcode. Like it does. Roblox is weird. It's not a I care about how things look type of game.
No, absolutely not. Next up, Genshin Impact. If you're playing on PlayStation 4, time to upgrade your console because it's going to be discontinued.
Or
by
just
April
use your phone
next year. Or just use your phone.
Though the phone recommendations are going up.
Yeah. So yeah, PS4 version is on the way out. Clearly, the player base isn't there. Most people might be playing on mobile or more modern consoles. So the developers have decided to discontinue support for that version. April 2026 is your deadline. So be aware of that if you play that. And the last news story of the day is Exit 8 is getting a movie. This is a little indie game where you walk through a subway station kind of area, and you spot anomalies. If you see an anomaly, you should turn around.
I was going to
If you
open
don't
up
see an
our
anomaly,
playthrough of it, but I forgot it's hidden. I got to go into our actual page because it's an unlisted one.
It is, yeah. I did a live stream of this because it's a horror title, and obviously the patrons like to make me go.
It's a short
And
horror
it did
title.
Make me
You
poop
only,
my pants a few times.
it only took you like 50 minutes or something.
Yeah, we did it in an hour. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun times.
Yeah, but this is it essentially. You're going through a very short series of hallways, and you have to spot if there are any anomalies. If there are anomalies, you turn around and go backwards. If there are not, you go forwards. And the anomaly genre is pretty big now on Steam, especially. This was one of the bigger ones. There was also another one that I watched recently, which was more of a like interactive, go around an environment and figure it out. One that was pretty cool that I can't remember the name of now. But yeah, making a movie that's all set in a single series of hallways probably is going to be a rather affordable thing. And Neon makes some good stuff. So,
yep,
they're like smaller A24.
And by the way, if you missed it, folks, Nintendo had an Indie World live stream at 2:00 this afternoon, so a couple of hours ago now. Announced a bunch of games. Some of those are Hurdling, which is also an Xbox Game Pass release. That's coming. There's a few other Little Kitty Big City is getting a picture perfect update. It's coming to Switch as well. I think Switch 2, presumably.
Billy Coon just ruined everything out here, huh? There we go.
What's that?
21 minutes ago from Deal Labs, aka Billy Coon, the release date supposedly of the Xbox Ally and Ally X. As Abdul points out in chat, they are saying it will be 600 and 900 euro, exact same price as the current Ally and Ally X, and out on October 16th.
Wow. There you go.
So we'll probably get all that in a couple weeks at Gamescom, which also means that Silksong will be out by October 16th.
That would be a very cool story to probably try and write up.
Mm-hmm. Let me get this get this article from Deal Labs over to you, and you can do what everyone else is going to do and write it up.
Jump straight on it. All right, that's it. That's all the news, boys and girls. As always, big thank you for your support. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. If you really love what we do, you can help us out in a number of different ways. One, by visiting xboxera.com and keeping it up to date with our news there, as well as leaving nice positive reviews for all of our podcasts, particularly the Xbox Era podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to it or watch it. And yeah, if you really love what we do, head over to patreon.com/Xbox Era, where you can support us directly for as little or less than a cup of coffee a month, which ain't bad, really, is it, considering all the cool stuff you get. So that said, we'll be back on Saturday for the last Xbox Era podcast that will have all of us on it.
Fun story
for the month.
Nick didn't realize that because he's an idiot sometimes when I constantly give him dates. So it's like, this is our last one together, and then John's gone next weekend, so we'll need a guest, and then we're both gone the following weekend, so we'll skip the show. Then we're all back on the 30th. And so this weekend, we will have Kay Asante on, because Nick is wrong. It's like, I'll talk with Kay anyway, that's fine.
Yeah, Kay's cool.
Yep.
Kay's coming to Gamescom anyway. So.
Yeah. So we get to hang out with Kay. It means I can probably kind of take it off a little bit and just focus on producing, which is always nice.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Appreciate you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to tune in later on today. We're going to be doing a Battlefield 6 hangout stream. Me and Jesse's perspective.
About 3 hours or so from now.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to be playing that game. Oh, what? Until then, play video games, have fun. We'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
I know the pieces fit, 'cause I watch them fall away. Mildewed and smoldering, fundamental differing. Pure intention juxtaposed with set two lovers' souls in motion. Disintegrating as it goes, testing our communication. crippling our communication. I know the pieces fit, cause I watch them tumble down. No fault, none to blame, it doesn't mean I don't design. Point the finger, blame the other, watch the temple topple over. To bring the pieces back together, rediscover communication. The poetry that comes from the squaring off between, and the circling is worth it, finding beauty in the dissonance. There was a time that the pieces fit, but I watched them fall away. Mildewed and smoldering, strangled by our coveting. I've done the math enough to know the dangers of our second guessing, doomed to crumble unless we grow and strengthen our communication. Cold silence has a tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion between supposed lovers. Between supposed